Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today is a gift for all the people who think that Master Duel has gotten too stagnant. For the people who feel like Master Duel meta has been solved, that there are several decks that see play constantly, that Snake Eyes is an engine that goes in almost every deck, here is Konami's answer. They are releasing a new selection pack called Invincible Aces, which is the best title for this pack, to be honest. This is going to release the most powerful cards from previous metagames into the meta, and all of them are being unbanned. Okay, so what have we got here? We have Nightmare Mermaid, Nightmare Goblin, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, Masterpiece the True Draco Slaying King, Ib the World Chalice Justiciar, and Dragonic Diagram. That's gonna be quite interesting. So, what does this mean? Well, first of all, this means that Orcust is back in the game at full power. Orcust originally was quite weak when Master Duel first came out. Mermaid was banned, Goblin was banned, and the 4 mana, the level 4, what is his name? Harpour. Harpour was limited to 1. Harpour has been unlimited, and now we have Mermaid and Goblin unlimited. So for those of you that don't know how this deck works, Nightmare Mermaid is a Link 1 that requires 1 Nightmare monster except Nightmare Mermaid. The Nightmare main deck monsters are Nightmare Corruptor Idley, which is a level 9. Nightmare Corruptor Ibly. Nightmare Incarnation Idley, which is level 9. Nightmare Corruptor Ibly, which is a level 1 or level 2's Dark Cyberse monster. And then Orcust Nightmare. So, what you would do is you would play your standard Orcust combo, and you would use the Orcust Harpour to special summon Orcust Nightmare to your side of the field. Then you could link Orcust Nightmare into Nightmare Mermaid. And Nightmare Mermaid has, if this card is link summon, you could discard 1 card, special summon 1 Nightmare monster from your deck. And then if this was co-linked when this card was activated, you can draw 1 card. So that will allow you to special summon either Nightmare Incarnation Idley, Nightmare Corruptor Ibly, or Orcust Nightmare from your deck. And then you just link into a Link 2, and usually you'll have done this sometimes without even using your normal summon. If you can just discard the, if you can discard or mill the Orcust Harpour. But, if you normal summon Scrap Recycler, or if you normal summon the, level Dark Armageddon Knight. If you normal summon Armageddon Knight, you can just mill the Orcust Harpour as well. Sorry. It's been a long time since people have played full power Orcust, so I'm doing all this off of memory. So with that in mind, once you have your Nightmare cards on the board, you can link them into Nightmare Goblin. Nightmare Goblin is a Link 2 Fiend monster with 1,300 attack points. It has an arrow that points left and an arrow that points right. So you want to summon it in the center zone, or you could summon it below Nightmare Mermaid, which points downward. If this card is link summoned during your turn, you can discard 1 card. If this card was co-linked when this effect was activated, you can draw 1 card. Also, during your main phase this turn, you can normal summon 1 monster from your hand to your zone this card points to, in addition to your normal summoner set. Neither player can target co-linked monsters you control with card effects. So, Nightmare Goblin is a card that is absolutely disgusting. And Nightmare Goblin saw a lot of play in a deck called Goki Nightmare. And the idea was, Goki in particular, with their infinite resource generation, was able to handle the discard costs of Nightmare cards. And they were also very easily able to take advantage of the additional normal summon that Nightmare Goblin gave them. So you would end on a board like you would get like an Appaloosa off of your Nightmare cards, and then you would get like as many Goki interaction cards as you could. You know, if you could get Master Ogre, maybe Power Load Ogre, you get like a Giant Ogre, you know, whatever you could get on the board, because Nightmare Goblin gave you quite a powerful increase in your ability, because Goki Suprex is not a once per turn on its ability to special summon from the hand, and Gokis already have the ability to get an additional normal summon off of Goki Thunder Ogre. So this deck essentially allowed you to trigger Goki Suprex's effect 3 times in one turn. So yes, Orcust is very easily able to take advantage of Nightmare Mermaid. Goki is very easily able to take advantage of Nightmare Goblin. Then we have Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is a level 8 Dark Spellcaster monster that is a fusion of Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon, or one Dragon Effect monster. It cannot be destroyed by card effects, and neither player can target this card with card effects. During your main phase, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack points. You can use this effect a number of times per turn, up to the number of normal monsters use as fusion material for this card. Once per turn, when a card or effect is activated as a quick effect, you can discard one card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card, and if you do that, this card gains 1,000 attack points. So, 2 important things to note here. Number 1, that is an Omni Negate, which is really, really good. Number 2, it's a soft once per turn Omni Negate, which means that if you can make multiple Red Eyes Dark Dragoons, or during your opponent's turn, if you can banish your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon or return it to, or well, send it to the graveyard and then revive it, then you can use the effect again. Now, the main benefit of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, the thing that makes it so dangerous in the OCG type decks like Master Duel, is that Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is an extremely good answer to Max C. Let's say that you normal summon for your turn, and then you declare an effect that would special summon a monster to your side of the field. Your opponent chains Max C. Okay, they're going to draw one card regardless. You special summon your monster, your opponent draws. Now you have 2 effect monsters on the board. You just link them both into Predaplant Anaconda Verte, and then use its effect to mill Red Eyes Fusion, which mills 2 monsters. You summon your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and then you pass to your opponent. Your opponent has drawn 3 cards at this point, so they've gone +2 because they lost their Max C initially, but you have an Omni Negate, and more importantly, because you used, let's say that your monster that you normal summon, special summon from the deck, right? You normal summoned, you special summoned from the deck, you linked off, and then you milled from the deck to get your fusion materials. You still have 4 cards in your hand. So, is an Omni Negate going to win the game by itself? Not necessarily, but an Omni Negate plus whatever hand traps you have will give you a much better chance of beating your opponent through their extra cards than just passing on Max C or trying to take the Max C challenge would. This is why Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is a card that's been like very heavily gate kept in the OCG. It was only just recently put to 1. It's been banned for years. So because Max C kind of defines the metagame, a card that plays very, very well into Max C can be very, very powerful. So putting Red Eyes Dark Dragoon to 3 in the Master Duel is very interesting. Obviously, if you activate the effect of Red Eyes Fusion, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn. But if you're able to make a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon normally, like if you're in a dedicated Dragoon deck, and then you use Red Eyes Fusion afterwards, that gives you 2 Omni Negates, assuming you still have 2 cards left in your hand. Pretty interesting, and I definitely want to see what people can cook with this. Next up, we have Masterpiece, the True Draco Slaying King. This is a level 8 light Wyrm monster. To tribute summon this card face up, you can tribute continuous spell cards you control, as well as monsters. Unaffected by the effects of cards with the same card type as the original card type for this tribute summon. Once per turn during either player's turn, if you control this tribute summon card, you can banish one continuous spell or trap in your graveyard, and then target one other card on the field and destroy it. Masterpiece, the True Draco Slaying King, is banned in the TCG and limited 1 in the OCG. So being at 3 in Master Duel is very surprising. Obviously, the main reason why Masterpiece, the True Draco Slaying King, is so powerful is because trap cards are so bad. So even though you can only tribute 2 cards to summon Masterpiece, the True Draco Slaying King, if you tribute a monster and you tribute a spell, it's essentially a towers. And the main reason why that's powerful, even though it's just a towers, is True Dracos have the ability to tribute summon like a lot. So this is basically like a card that can special summon itself from the hand that is a towers with 2950 attack points. which is really solid, especially since it has a pop as well. So, and then we're also getting a Dragonic Diagram, which is the True Draco field spell, up to 3. So True Dracos are going to be another very, very dangerous deck in the meta. I'm really excited about that. And then the last card that's being unlimited is called Ib the World Chalice Justiciar. This is another card that has seen quite a lot of play in basically every deck that I've mentioned. This monster, it requires 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuners, but you can use a World Chalice normal monster you control as a tuner monster. You don't have to do that. It's just like a Synchro 5. Synchro 5s are not hard to make. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can add 1 World Legacy card from your deck to your hand, and if the Synchro Summon card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 World Chalice monster from your deck or your graveyard, except Ib the World Chalice Justiciar. So, the reason why Ib the World Chalice Justiciar is so powerful is because you can get both a counter trap in World Legacy, I think it's World Legacy Succession, no, there's a counter trap for World Legacy cards. It's like if you control a co-link monster, you can negate something. And then there's also a Monster Reborn with, no, that is World Legacy Succession is the Monster Reborn. Yeah, so special summon a monster to a zone your link monster points to. So a generic searchable Monster Reborn is just really, really good for basically every deck. So yeah, these cards are going to completely change the meta. I can't wait to see what people are going to do with these. Let me know in the comments what you plan to make with these new cards. My name is Srafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.